She taking over. She taking over. You taking over. You got that takeover spirit. Nah, boy, I ain't with it. You got that takeover spirit. And nah, boy, I ain't with it. You got that takeover spirit. And nah, girl, I ain't with it. You got that takeover.
Hey, we're inside the Coffee Cup with the Inglewood City Girls. I am Coffee MiAmor.
I'm Danielle.
I'm Camila.
And our special guest is
Vincent
Hey, it's such a pleasure to sit down here with you today. Like, you come a long way. You see how many miles out?
I don't want people to know where I live.
Oh, I didn't even know you lived there.
I don't. I was just kidding.
Okay. But we're going to take that out. Okay? But you came a very long way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But that's why I got the turtleneck on. It was cold out there.
Yeah.
But it's hot over here, so you get to excuse the neck.
You do have a turtleneck on.
Yeah, and I just bought it today.
That's
You know what?
New edition concert.
Oh,
we going.
my God.
Yeah, Jodeci, Charlie Wilson.
You're going to be hot in there with that turtleneck
No,
on.
I'm going to be too cool after drinking
He
what y'all
said
gave
too
me.
cool. He is out of control. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Originally from Dayton, Ohio, Midwest. Been out here 22 years. Moved out here for my acting, and I think one of the hardest parts is staying out here. You know?
Really?
Yeah, the mental part, watching everybody doing their thing. I think a lot of people mess up by judging their career off of what they think other people are doing.
Yeah.
Just because you see somebody post something don't mean they happy with what they
You
doing.
right about that.
Talk about it.
So, like I said, been out here 22 years, 14 grandkids, happily married.
You're lying to me.
No.
Okay,
I won't lie to you
y'all
on
get
your show.
grandkids?
When you have a kid,
I'm just saying, how you get...
your kids
That
is
is
old
a
enough to
lie.
have
My
kids.
kids is older than y'all, probably. Yeah, my oldest is 33.
Okay, I'm 31.
See, older than you.
I won't tell my age.
Older than you, it happens. I had 2 of them in high school.
14.
Yeah.
How many children do you have?
I have 4, but there's 3 that's having the kids, and there's one that's really, his pull-out game is horrible. He has 7 by himself.
Wow. 7 children.
Hey, man,
Lord.
7. They're all in Ohio. My family's still in Ohio. I'm actually going back to Ohio next week for a movie premiere that we're
Tight.
doing in Indianapolis, Indiana, called Social Disturbance by LaRae Wilson. Going out there, and then Indianapolis is not far from Dayton, so my parents are driving over, and I'm going to drive back with them, spend some time with them.
I read somewhere that you were an awesome basketball player.
I was the original LeBron James.
Okay.
Okay,
Talk
I'm
your
lying.
stuff. I'm about to say. Well, why are you acting?
All right, he's not playing games
And
today.
sing.
It was the original King James.
No, I love LeBron, not just because he's from Ohio, but I love LeBron for what, not only on the court, but what he does off the court.
Yeah.
'Cause for me, that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
Giving back to your community, being able to do something for these kids out here. So that's why I have so much respect for LeBron. And yeah, I did ball.
You
I
did.
ball,
You were great, like I read.
Yeah, I was pretty good.
No, talk your shit. I want to know how
But
great you were.
But the thing about it is, we all have our different paths. Even though I had like letters from all these different colleges, I didn't want to go straight to college. I wanted to go dance in my rap group. So I was a dancer in a rap group that we would open up.
A jack
Hold
of
on,
all trades.
why you laughing?
I'm like,
you
all right, new
I
edition.
asked somebody earlier what kind of dance moves do they do when they rap, and they were kind of confused and looked like, what the hell?
We was more like MC Hammer,
Right.
Heavy D and the Boys,
and
Big
Cool
Daddy
J
Kane.
danced too.
He didn't dance. He ain't had no dance.
He gyrated.
Big-
He did something. I remember him doing something.
He just licked his lips and said, "You know what I mean?"
Leave that man alone.
But I didn't want to go straight to college. I wanted to tour with my rap group, and we would open up shows for like MC Hammer, MC Light, Special Ed, Salt and Pepper. And after a couple years of not getting paid, I decided to go back to school.
Right.
Going to school, I went to school in Chicago, South Suburban College. From there, did like 2.5 years. And if you know anything about the Midwest, General Motors was the job to have. So I didn't go back to school. I started working at GM, and I got hurt on the job. And they told me I couldn't come back. And so, you know, at that time, I already had 2 kids, been out of school for 2.5 years, so I had to figure out what I'm going to do.
Right.
So when they fired me, I ended up working for Champ Sports, which I love. I call myself the Black Al Bundy. I love slinging them Jordans back then, them Penny Hardaways, those AIs. And one day the general manager came. He said, you know, let me back. So I was working at Champs in Dayton, Ohio, and they said, you're doing a great job. We want to train you as assistant manager, but you have to move to Columbus, home of the Buckeyes. Moved to Columbus, became the #1 salesman in the district there, and one day the general manager came and said, you're doing such a great job, you know, how far you want to take it in the company? Now, the conversation was cool, like, you know, how we sitting here drinking our drinks, talking on coffee over here. And I was like, man, I would like to have a position like yours one day. 2 weeks later, this man fired me. And my manager told me at that time, he said, Vince, whatever you said to the general manager, that's why I had to let you go. So, you know, everything, like, you know, the sayings go, hold on, what'd you say? Like the saying goes, everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
And so when I got fired, I went and saw my very first play. I had never even seen a play before, and I was probably 28 years old. Living the Dream Theater in Columbus, Ohio. It's like 20-seat theater. I'm sitting there, and I'm watching these actors and actresses, and I said to myself that day, I said, I can do that. And I was so excited to see a play and to meet the actors and actresses afterwards. I was like, hey, you know, I enjoy what y'all was doing. And they said, hey, you should come audition. I was like, really? What's an audition? I didn't even know what an audition was. And it's like an interview. So I went and auditioned, and by me being an entertainer because of, you know, doing the
Rapping.
the dancing and playing sports, I refused to be the weak link. So what I ended up doing, I auditioned, and I got a part, and I just started doing more and more plays, and before you knew it, I ended up getting a part in Michael Douglas' movie called Traffic. But before that, GM tried to give me my job back, and I told him no. I found something. No. I'm not GM, but Champs.
Okay.
Champs tried to give me my job back, and I told him no. I found something that I loved. So, you know, after doing more plays and doing more independent films, I told my parents I'm moving to LA. So I moved back to Dayton, saved my money working at the airport, and when it was time for me to move here to California, GM had cut me a check for $10,000 telling me not to come back. So what we might think is a negative might be a positive to push you into what you really should be doing in life.
Absolutely.
So that's how I got into the acting game.
Yeah.
That's how I've been here 22 years.
And you
now.
love it, because that's a major word about it. Like, I love it.
I love it.
Wow.
But you know, with everything that you love and have a passion for, in your mind can play tricks on you sometimes.
Right.
You know, especially with social media. You know, you see, look at old boy up there. You hear the devil talking to you sometimes.
Right.
Look at old boy on that show doing this thing. Why are you still sitting here and doing nothing? Even though I've accomplished, you know, a lot in the eyes of other people, but I don't feel like I've accomplished what I want to accomplish.
Right.
You know, I just don't want to be Oscar from The Walking Dead. My goal is to win an Oscar.
Well. Oscar from The Walking Dead is a good one to have now.
Yes,
you know what I'm
great
saying?
show.
It's a
Let's
good-
not even play with Oscar from The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
Yeah. Because that, you know, I don't watch TV like that. You know, I prefer to be on the other end of writing.
Right.
That's my passion.
Right.
And so I watched it on accident, and I stuck with it.
Yeah.
And I loved that. Like, it was so amazing.
Most people do. I think one thing about The Walking Dead, I felt like it brought families together. As far as like the parents and the kids. It's like back in the day with the Cosby Show. You know, it's Thursday, we got to watch Cosby, and that brought the parents and the kids together. It's Sunday on AMC, it's time for The Walking Dead. That brought parents and kids together.
And I liked about what I liked about it is too is the brothers wasn't dying like that. Like, you know, you see like a bunch of W
Look at
people,
him.
brothers be dying off left and right. They're the first to go.
Girl, I ain't gonna say that when I got killed.
Yeah.
Another black dude came the same episode. I ain't gonna say that now. But it happens, you know what I mean? You know, because we're so focused on are people. You know what I mean? So, you know, if we see one of us get killed off, the first thing we're going to say is, why they kill the brother off?
Yeah.
You know, why he got to be the hero and get killed off, say the white woman. You know, it's always going to be that way. But in the same breath, I was honored to be part of something, a show that's huge.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know anything about it. I had no clue about the comic books. I didn't have any clue about any of the characters. I just looked at it like it's another job.
Right.
For me, I don't care if it's an independent film, a student film, a big budget film. I'm still gonna give 110%
That's right.
to whoever. And I'm gonna be on time because I don't believe in that CPT crap. I'm gonna have my lines together, and I'm gonna be respectful and have my stuff together
That's right.
as if it was Tyler Perry or as if it was Steven Soderbergh or whoever. You always got to respect those people because just like I'm trying to grow, that independent film, that producer or director, they're growing too.
Yeah.
And I want them to remember me.
They will.
Vincent Ward gave me 100% when he was here. He wasn't funny style. He ain't had no ego. It wasn't about no Walking Dead. It wasn't about no True Blood, Psych. Everybody Hates Chris. None of that. It was about doing the work and just being professional.
Representation is key.
Yes. Film and TV is different.
Oh yeah, 100 and stage.
Right.
I like to say if you can do a play, you can do anything because there's no cut.
You right.
Once you hit that stage, you better come with your A game and have your stuff together. And I think I'm very happy that I started off with theater over anything else because you got to keep doing it. And when I did the tour, Redemption of a Dog with Snoop Dogg, Tamar, Omar Gooding, Lil JJ, Demetri McKinney, I felt Eric Benet. I felt good helping some of those people who never done a play. Never done a play, but I'm just like, I saw things that I could help with.
Yeah.
You know,
That
and
was Tamar's first play, right?
that was Tamar's
Yeah.
first
She did a
play.
good job.
That was Snoop's first play. Snoop didn't even know you were supposed to change clothes. And he would, and shout out to Snoop for the simple fact, I don't give a dog on what they say. This man was off book the second week.
Shut up.
Off book, and he had a lot of lines. It wasn't
Very
like,
professional.
yeah, it wasn't like one of these plays that you see the celeb in there for 5-10 minutes so you
Yeah.
can sell some tickets. No, this man took it serious.
yeah.
Tamar took it serious.
Yeah.
Everybody took it serious. And I have nothing but respect for Snoop Dogg.
Now, are you feeling that you are still aspiring to get to a certain level? And if you are, who would be that person's position, your fellow actor, that you would be like, dang, I would love to have those accolades under my belt?
Of course, Denzel, Leonardo DiCaprio, anybody that's doing something.
It doesn't seem like you allow yourself to be pigeonholed.
No.
And how do you do that? Because they will try to do that to you in this industry.
Well, I think about my family. I think about my beautiful wife sitting over there. Hey,
Yes,
Jacoya.
yes,
Hey,
she is
lady.
beautiful.
I think about my parents who've been in my life that's been down for me to, whatever I've needed. I want to be able to put them in a position so they don't have to worry. They've been foster parents, and they actually retired the other day. I didn't even know you could retire from being a foster parent.
I ain't taking
want no
care of no
more
more
kids.
kids.
Yeah,
Take your kids. Take
Can I
your
retire?
No,
They
No, I'm just
retired. It's my
playing.
parents, and it's the 14 grandkids, and it's the people that I don't know. Because you never know. You never know who's watching. We're in this age with this social media. Everybody's watching and listening to everything that you say and do.
You're right.
So I want to come off positive. I want to come off, feeling like people, if they have a question, they can ask me. I didn't have nobody to ask me any questions. I mean, answer anything I had, on my mind. So it's all about being productive, being a mentor, being inspired, not bragging
Right.
and boasting, but just being an inspiration.
Right.
Not kissing butt, not straddling the fence,
Right.
but being an inspiration
Right.
to people you don't know.
Have you ever had a role that you're like, oh, hell no, and turned down?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm not. I have 101 credits on IMDb.
Wow.
Thank God. But I haven't. I'm not in the position, and I'm saying that to say this. I'm not in the position to be like, I'm not turning that down. As long as we got a mortgage and bills and car note and cable, and all of that.
It's a job.
I'm not in. I'm
Cable
not.
is high now.
Yeah, you know, I still do independent films. I have 2 independent films that's coming up, and come to find out, they both was on the same day. So I had to tell one, you got to make one of them on the
Right,
10th,
right.
and the other one on the 9th. But you know, until I really and truly get to that position to be able to turn stuff down, I'm gonna keep on grinding like I haven't done anything. Like it's 0 credits on IMDb.
That's awesome. Like, no, I think that's really awesome. I mean, there are some things I'm sure you won't do. Like, don't put me in a role.
I ain't
like
doing
that.
nothing strange for a little piece of change.
Exactly.
And I'm gonna say this: I got these grandkids is now in the position that they watch everything I say. or
Right,
do.
right.
You know, and I'm not downing anybody who does what they do or like what they like, but for me, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
Plain and simple and plain.
Yeah, and that's kind of where I was along the lines. I'm like, will you turn something down? You know, because some people, there are straight people who play, you know, roles, and no offense to them, you know, but there are some people that are like, no, I'm not going to kiss a man.
Yeah, you might get into the position that you do that role, and you might like what you're doing.
You think so?
Well, because you know,
It's-
I watched Brokeback Mountain, and them men, they did an awesome job, and I like they did an
Were they
awesome
straight?
job. I don't know their real lives, but it would take you into that character, and sometimes when you're acting, it's not about you. So I watched that movie. Y'all seen the movie? It was a good movie.
Yes,
Don't leave
I
me
saw
hanging.
It was a good movie.
It was.
very interesting, but
All
it was
right.
a good storyline.
But once again, I don't. If that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. But for me, that's not what I want to do.
That's
Right.
not his thing.
It's not
You
my
staying
thing.
true to yourself. I can respect
Staying true
that.
to myself, and like once again, you got eyes, little people that's
Absolutely.
questioning me. Even they question now. They're at the age that they go back and they watch, you know, The Walking Dead. You know, my one granddaughter, she want to dish me, like, why was you on there that long? Like, really?
But I was on there.
You was my favorite. But I have them ask me questions, and I don't want to put them in a position because you see enough of that on commercials and TV and all of that right now. So they don't need to see me do the stuff that you see all the time.
Right. That's good that you
And
protect
again,
that.
it's nothing against what you
No.
want to do.
Right.
But for
Right,
me
right.
and mine, I'm gonna keep on
That's
praying
for
and
me
believing
in my
God.
house.
And continue to do what I'm supposed to do and what I think I'm supposed to do. And that's to inspire, motivate, and mentor my family.
That's right.
By far, which one is your favorite role
Um,
and why?
I'm gonna say, everybody gonna think it's gonna be The Walking Dead, but it's not. That's the one that's the most popular. But the one I had the funnest on was, God, dog, I forgot the name of the show with the car.
All of them.
Like, what's the car? With the car that talked, that had the lights going across. Night Rider.
Yeah.
Okay.
Night Rider. And the
I
reason
was
why
about to say Thunderbird.
Thunderbird, I think this is what I'm drinking.
That Thunderbird made you forget the
Yeah, I'm gonna put
the
something in that doggone bottle over here.
She gave you a stiff one.
I'm gonna say Night Rider for the simple fact how the way they made me feel. I had a stunt man who had to cut his hair to look like me.
Oh.
I had a stand-in who had to cut his hair, which I don't understand why a stand-in had to cut his hair to look like me. And they made me feel special. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Sometimes you want to feel like,
Who you are.
yeah, like,
Yes.
okay, you know,
Yeah.
they going out on this.
Yeah.
But that and something that I created that's coming out hopefully this year with Lionsgate called Devereaux.
Okay.
It's like the new age Candyman, and actually Tony Todd ended up playing my dad.
What?
Yeah, so I'm.
Is this a scary film?
Oh yeah, 100%.
And that's crazy because I was going to ask you when that we were talking about films that I'm like, would you go into like something scary or like
Yeah.
devilish or anything
Most
like
people
that?
know me from horror.
Yeah.
I've done a lot of horror stuff, and I've been creating. I created another movie called The Stepdaddy, which I have a book that's out right now with Hollow Publishing. But my main thing, I love acting, but I love hosting more. You see, I can talk. I love hosting more, and Anthony Bourdain's job would have been my dream job. So I created my own because you never see too many black hosts, black traveling hosts. travel show host. So that's my thing. If I could let acting go today, if I knew I had a travel show.
What?
Okay, I'm gonna speak
And
Steve
he
Harvey
seen-
in your
yeah, because
way.
he gives you
Yeah,
that
he gives you
energy.
that. Yeah.
I think I'm a mixture of
Like a good comedian with some realness though,
Yeah.
that's not doing it for a living but just comical.
I think I'm a mixture of Steve, Terry Crews, and Michael Strahan. And the reason why I picked those three because it's big guys. Because I'm 6'4".
Yeah.
Big guys with personality.
Yeah.
That people don't feel intimidated by.
Yeah.
That I can make you smile. You might be like, oh, that's a big one. But then when you talk, you be like,
He's a teddy bear.
Oh, don't say it's an Aquarius thing because I can feel it. I can feel you already. You holding it back.
yeah.
We're good people.
definitely good people. Don't want no problems. But the thing is, I want to feel comfortable, just like I want to feel comfortable, just like you want to feel comfortable.
Yes.
with me.
Absolutely.
I ain't kissing your butt for you to feel comfortable.
Not at
Right.
all.
Let
Now,
it
if
be
you
known.
got something that's you working on, that's on you. But for me, this is who I am.
Yeah. He's so cool, guys. Like, catch him on pretty much everything because he's taking over television, right?
Yeah.
That's what
Yes.
that's what he's doing. He ain't turning down no work. He gonna be in every play coming up, right?
I have a play coming up in
See?
Houston, June 12th. It's called The Worst 32 Days. It's about a young lady who lost half of her family to COVID.
Is that
To
true
COVID.
story?
True story.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
All
True-
right.
That's
True
a good
story.
one. So where
Well,
can we find you?
Yes.
Vincent MWard. Hey, hello there. You can find me Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, wherever. Vincent M. Ward. You ask me any questions, I'm gonna keep it real with you. I'm not gonna sugarcoat nothing. I'm not gonna give you the Hollywood political talk. I'm gonna be just like you here today. So Vincent M. Ward, vincentmward.com.
Hey. Well, it was a pleasure.
Yes.
It definitely was a pleasure meeting you, and I
and hold on,
appreciate
hold on,
you.
hold on. And I got a podcast coming out.
Hey, he do it all. He do it all,
Got a
right?
That's
podcast
Aquarius.
coming out with my man Lou Temple and my wifey.
Hey, any specific thing on this podcast? Any what's like topics or?
It's all about just keeping it real,
Just
keeping it
talking.
fun,
Okay.
keeping it sexy. Me and Lou is from The Walking Dead, Lou Temple. Ours is different from me and my wife. Me and my wife, we
Oh,
date
so these are two separate.
two separate.
Oh wow.
It's about, being married and communicating, and we dated 4 years long distance and was married long distance for was married long distance for a year.
Sheesh.
But she finally moved out here.
Married long distance for a year.
Yeah.
That had to be so challenging. Look at
What?
me. We gotta.
Let me
Oh
tell you
yes,
something.
we
Let me tell
gotta
you something.
talk.
My first time on TV was on Jenny Jones, and I'm a player, and she knows it. And it was all about me being this player. So if I can date a woman and be faithful and loyal to her for 4 years
Wow.
long distance and a year long distance
Marriage?
then you can do anything. Long distance relationships can work. You
Take
heard me?
notes. 'Cause that's real.
And how long have you guys been married?
It's going on 3 years? 4 years?
4 years.
June 2nd.
Well, congratulations. You must come back when you drop your new project. Invite us to your platform.
That's definitely.
We'll come through.
Shout out to Cammie.
Hey, shout out to Candy. You heard it here. Vincent Ward on the Coffee Cup, and it's a wrap.
All right.